Benjamin Braddock has just finished college and back at his parents' house is trying to avoid the one question on everyone's mind. Well, what's he going to do with his life? He has taken down an unexpected path when he is seduced by an older woman, Mrs. Robinson. Benjamin finds himself in a love triangle between Mrs. Robinson and the one woman he is forbidden to fall for, her daughter, Elaine. It is The Graduate, opening next week at the Aux Dog Theater. And joining us now are the stars of the show, Bridget Kelly, who plays Mrs. Robinson, and Matthew Pewitt, who plays Benjamin. First of all, you have some big shoes to fill. I do not envy you guys one bit, but my hat's off to you for taking on such iconic roles. Of course, the film Anne Bancroft, Dustin Hoffman made these roles famous. How do you step into this? How do you make it your own? Yeah, exactly. That's a good question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's an incredible story, first of all. And so, yes, they are big shoes to fill. And people have favorite moments from the film The Graduate, directed by Mike Nichols, as you said, Anne Bancroft, Dustin Hoffman. But the story itself really has a lot to say about American culture. It's set in the early 60s. Lots of stuff was going on in America. Civil rights movement, Vietnam War. It's really a story about the underbelly of the American dream. And in the stage version, we get a chance to really go into why these characters are the way they are.
Okay. So now you say in the stage version. Now, I was surprised to find out that this adaptation of, it was from the book to the film to the stage. This is actually a relatively recent adaptation as of 2000. So fans of the movie, what can they expect to see different in the stage production?
Well, actually, you do see a lot more of the relationship between everybody, because since it's stage, you don't have camera cuts, you don't have silent drives up and down from LA to Berkeley. You literally have people just talking to each other. So the stage version does have a lot more of the discovery and the exploration between the actual people themselves. You learn a lot more about how these people felt about each other or didn't feel about each other.
Or didn't, okay.
For the actresses, it really goes into the backstory of the female characters.
Okay.
Okay, there's, you know, a pretty heavy-duty relationship happens between Mrs. Robinson, Benjamin, and Elaine Robinson, the daughter. And we get to find out why that happened.
Okay, so we get a little bit more information on this.
Indeed.
Now,
Yeah.
Bridget, you mentioned a few moments ago that, so the play set in California in 1964, you know, on the eve of such huge social and cultural upheaval in America. Why in 2016 do we think that this play is still relevant?
Oh, well, because it's really going into the psychology of why people need things. We were talking about it earlier with our director, Vicky Liberatore. These are very affluent people, you know, and if you kind of go with the notion that the American dream is having this beautiful home, having a beautiful wife, having a very high-achieving son, the graduate, Benjamin, but people's basic spiritual needs are not met. So they're looking at alcohol and seconal and extramarital affairs. You know, there's some deep existential kind of questions that need to be answered, but we do it in a funny way.
Okay, so yeah, so
It's a dark
do we
comedy.
consider? Okay, so that was my next question, because obviously that is pretty heavy subject
It
matter,
is, yeah,
especially into
yeah.
you know current social climate.
Right.
But that we consider this in a comedic, a dark comedic
Yes.
piece. Okay.
Exactly.
Do you think that's more effective to tell the story and relay that concept to an audience as opposed to just hitting them over the head with a heavy dramatic piece?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, it makes it so much more fun to watch. Like, you see these people struggling to find themselves, struggling to connect, but there's such an absurdity to it, how they go about trying to connect to one another, that you can't help but laugh. You can't help but sort of see yourselves in these bizarre, affluent people who are making these really bizarre life choices.
Right.
And you can't help but laugh.
You can't help but
You
laugh.
can't
Okay.
help.
Well, so obviously this sounds really great. A lot of fans of the show, fans of the book, they'll want to come see this, and fans of Aux Dog. So we open next week. Is that correct?
That's
Okay. How long does it run?
1 month.
Yes, till April 10th.
Till April 10th. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. What is the best way for us to get tickets for this?
You can go to auxdog.com or call. I think you have the number. It's 254-7716.
Okay, fantastic. So again, guys, The Graduate playing at the Aux Dog Theater opens next week. Break legs. Extend my
you.
well wishes to the rest of the cast.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
And
much.
for more information on this, guys, a full recap, head over to casa.com. For now, though,